So it's been about a month since the track day, and the car has just been pretty much left as is. I had a flat tyre the day after, which I think was just because I drove home without adjusting the pressures back up. But yeah, it's pretty much been left untouched. So this video we're going to have a look at how the car did. We're going to do some in-depth video comparisons of lap times. We're going to see how the car held up, tyres, pads, suspension, any damage on it, because there is some. And yeah, just a general review of the track day. Well, the car still runs, which is a good sign. And no more lights on the dashboard. We are quite low on diesel now. Petrol. So nothing much has changed in here. All still good. Alternator still works. I've got my absorber bag in here. We can get rid of these now because we've got the sun strip in place. And the first bit of damage is on here. So this is the fuel pump. I think this just got caught loading things in and out of the boot. And yes, that is the wire that is rubbed through or caught or snagged to the fuel pump. So yeah, we need to sort that out, otherwise that's going to be a real bad time. Around the back, I've taken this off actually now, which I don't think I showed on video. So this is a bit floppy, so I need to put a support in there. It absolutely stinks. We're running a bit rich. Another thing that seemed to stop working was the boot. That's fine today. It's quite a common problem on Twingos, is the boot catch stops working. Other than that, externally all good. Tyres, all pretty good nick. I haven't driven these on the road since, so it's cleaned all the pickup off. But they're in not bad nick. At the back, they actually look pretty rough. Fronts, again, they're nicely smoothed off now. They are not as sharp as they were. Tons of tread in there. Let me just turn those off. Oh, that's better. Lots of tread on here. And I think we need to take the... Oh, you can see it if it focuses. Absolute tons of pad material left on the brake pads. As you saw in the previous video, I barely used the brakes, so braking is not really needed at this point. Just noticed the washer wires there. Come on, focus. They're quite close. And you can tell this has had quite a lot of heat come through it because at the edges of the tyres. Don't know what's going on with the camera today. Classic track signs. This is all heated and got a pickup. Something I didn't actually show, I'm going to have to turn the car back on, is that I sorted the camber out the night before track day. So these are now, they've got about 2 degrees of negative camber in. It's probably the best way to show it. Like, let me get the camera level. So yeah, you can see it's poked in that way rather than that way, which is great on track, really bad on the roads. And again this side. On the roads with negative camber, you hit a pothole, which Britain is full of, it just kicks you all over the place. Almost sort of borderline dangerous, so I'm probably going to dial that back out for driving around on the roads, and then do it back at the track because it's actually pretty quick to do. But yeah, that's the state of the car. Oh, I forgot the big problem. Right, so the big problem is when I do hard acceleration, I get what sounds like vacuum noise, like a leaky hose. And I checked these clips are all tight, and they are, and I just could not figure it out. It's just an annoyance when you're driving. You can't hear it on track because you're going flat out and the noise is so loud, but day-to-day driving it sounds like there's an air leak somewhere, and I could not figure it out. And then I noticed this little metal tab on the battery tray box, and then I noticed where it's been sat, and I've not taken this off to confirm, but I'm pretty sure that's all the way through. This was actually sat like this. So yeah, that's just rubbed all the way through that hose, and presumably it's just sucking in stuff here instead now. So need to get rid of that tab, which I need to do to get the ECU out for the engine swap anyway. Patch that back up, and we should be good to go. This is all going to move inside the car somewhere. Yeah, but I think that was perhaps the last track day that this engine will do. Let's go review the track day. Right, so let's dig into looking at some of this footage. It's a bit of a weird setup. We've got a picture-in-picture going on down here, up here, I don't know. I'm not going to be looking at the camera like this, I'm going to be looking at my screen, which is what you're seeing here. In fact, let's move that out of the way. So yeah, we're going to go over some of the footage from the track day, talk over it, let's see how we go. So yeah, this is the first proper session after the setting maps. You can see the track is pretty dry. Let me just move the volume down a bit more. Truly a voyage into the unknown, never driven on a track with the Twingo in its state here, and certainly not one where the line was damp, so it's very hesitant here. So 50 miles an hour into this, it's not the first corner, it's the second corner. We'll keep coming back to that as we go through the day and see how the times develop. So let's just zip forward to the first bit that I can remember is worth talking about. Right, so the first area of notice that I can remember is coming to the last corner. I can't remember the corner names. Is it Lodge? Might be Lodge. And again, don't know how the car's behaving at this point. Haven't really driven it hard, haven't driven it in anger. I can see the corner is a bit damp over here. So we go in. First thing to notice where this BMW is hitting the apex. This is where I am. I'm completely the wrong place. I should be further up here. And this has the result in that it just basically chucks me out wide onto the runoff. I have a nice little kick of oversteer. Give myself a little panic. Let the faster car by and then go right. Okay, that was a bit scary. So, second lap, the first stint. I think we call them stints. First proper corner, well, second. Actually, it's the second corner. This is the third corner of the lap because you're first going to start finish line. We're going around this corner. We're going a bit faster, 2 miles an hour faster, up to 52 now. So it's all going well. Right, second time around, we do a bit better. So we don't quite hit there. We hit around. Missed it. We hit the apex a bit further along, and yeah, we don't go off onto the runoff area. Learning. Third time around, first stint, we put it in a little bit further. And yeah, much closer there, and you can see plenty of space before the runoff area. So getting the hang of it slightly. This is a good example of how little power I have versus other cars and where I can brake. So I'm flat to the floor here. You should lift off when people are going past, but I have so little power it makes no difference. So that was a McGann coming past, and he's braking, and now I start braking.
go back again and have a look at that. So as he comes past, he's already starting to brake. So he's starting to brake as soon as he comes past me here. I'm still flat. Now I start braking. And I probably could have braked even later. And through the little twisty bits, he's got 250 horsepower more than me. It makes no difference until he gets going. Again, he has to brake here. I'm not really braking. And get out of the way of the Yaris GR. Hit the limiter as well, of course. Final laps on the first stint. You can hear the tyres are starting to squeal now. So that was the first corner we just went past there. Coming into the second. And remember, right at the start of the stint we were doing 50 around this corner. Now we're doing 60. So yeah, that's quite a percentage improvement over that first lap. You can see the track is drying off a lot more now. It's just there is a line that's coming through. Yeah, this guy was a bit of a pain at the start of the day, taking the front of the car off a few times nearly. But I'm right at the edge of the track, and he's got all that space at the edge there that he could be on, but no, he wants the racing line up here, so that is not wide enough for a Twingo to fit between. I think I may have dipped a wheel on the grass ever so slightly here just to get out of the way. And he did this twice, so we'll see if we can find another example of it. And yeah, here's the big mistake of the day where I caused a red flag. So coming around the hairpin, I could see a bunch of cars coming behind, so I slow right down, get to the edge of the track, indicate, let them pass. There's 4 of them. At this point, the first 3 clearly make a move to go past me, which is fine. But as we get closer to the chicane, the 4th one is sort of teetering behind with me, and will he go, won't he go, will I go, won't I go? And so we'll watch this through. First one goes through, second one goes through, third one goes through. In fact, you can see, if I just rewind this a fraction here, you can see the 3rd and 4th in my mirrors. Third one comes through, and 4th one decides to. And I take my eye off the track for a minute, and I'm at the edge. And I'm at the edge partly because I took my eye off the track, but partly because I could see the Clio where it comes here. So I have to make this turn at some point, and I can't really go all the way around the edge here, so I have to come back across. But he's already coming this way to get the angle on it, and that is not a huge amount of room between the 2 cars there. The organiser came to speak to both of us afterwards to get our side of the story, and we all agreed that it was just one of those things on track. No one was really to blame. Apparently that chucked a load of mud on the track to the point it was dangerous. They had to red flag the track and get the marshals out to clean it up, at which point I was already back in the pits, none the wiser. You see, finished off stint 1, pulled back into the pit lane, and I think it was about here that the red flags came out. Right, so second stint. At this point I decided I'm not going to really concede too much to people, I'm going to stand my ground. So at this point the 3 people had come past, the 4th is in the window, I'm pulling out now, I've cancelled my indicators, I'm coming back out to take the line, and you can see up here where I went on the grass. And my day got a lot better when I decided to stand my ground, even though I had by far the slowest car on track. Everyone's paid the same price, everyone's entitled to the same amount of time on track, and the space on track is on everyone to deal with that. That Mustang was mad, the supercharged one. And again, nice little gaggle of cars in front, all with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times the power of me, if not more. Everyone's just as slow through the chicanes as me. Again, another difference here you can see between, you've got lots of power, here comes a BMW, comes past me, immediately starts braking, hard braking, and then I brake. Carry that through what little speed there is, maintain that gap all the way through the twisty bits, and then his power takes him off up the hill. So it's always fun driving a low power car. You have your fun where you can. Nice little segment here. MX-5 comes past, then we both get mugged by a Porsche, and I just try and hold on to this MX-5 for as long as I can with my little power. So he's already braking. I'm not braking. I'm going in. Pretty much flat through this corner every single time. And there you can see the power. Strangely, the power of the MX-5. They don't have a huge amount of power, but they got more than me. Again, braking here. I'm not braking. We're all being held up by this BMW here. Bit optimistic, put his indicator on because I probably can't catch him. And then it went straight to a red flag, so we'll never know anyway. So again, at the hairpin, we get to have a little look out the right window, check who's coming behind. Let these three past, then tuck straight back in behind, get my place on the track, sort myself out for the hairpin. Hairpin? Chicane. Do I even know what I'm talking about? Another overtaking section. This time a lot of people come past, and same again, braking straight away. We're in this awkward, all in the same space of road at the same time. That Clio has 150 horsepower at least, more than me. Certainly driving a low power car on a track day, you get some great spatial awareness for cars just coming at you left, right and centre, all sorts of speeds. And whilst it can be a bit demoralising, you sort of enjoy it after a while, because very early on I realised that I could have all the money in the world and buy whatever car I wanted and tune it however I wanted. There's always going to be someone else faster than me on a track day somewhere. So you might as well just have fun with what you have. Going to the final corner again. Get that apex a bit better. Bailed out a bit early because there was lots and lots of cars coming. Yeah, talking of faster cars, I'm flat here through Druids when I spot in my mirrors a glistening set of Porsche headlights coming. You can't really see it in the mirrors, it just comes so fast, but it's quite intense. I mean, I'm going motorway speeds here. Again, getting that last corner sorted nicely. If we go back to our speed check corner, I'm over 65 going into that corner now. So just building all the time as the track dries out, so I get more confidence. It's all helping bring down the lap times, which at the start of the day, it was slower than my fastest time on the taster session. It was like 240, 250 mark, which was a bit, oh, have I made it worse? But yeah, we dropped it right down over the course of the day just with a drying track and seat time. So I think we're on the 5th stint of the day now, and it's after lunch, so yeah, we're at nearly 70 going into first quarter now, and it's all just helping, just that confidence that I'm not going to slide off up the hill up here somewhere. It goes wrong. Well, it goes wrong probably well, but... And the other thing I noticed is on the back straight I was hitting the limiter in third, which I didn't do all morning, so that extra speed on entry really carried on, taking this corner pretty much at 80. Could never really get this hairpin right. No matter what line I took, it always just seemed to bog down, which is a shame. Yeah, tyres are going mad there. But yeah, and then it started to rain, so I thought, well, that was my chance for a quick lap of the day gone. Way too hard into that chicane, barely made it round. And I'm thinking, oh well, this is all the good times gone. It's going to be peeing it down with rain. It was good whilst it lasted. Right, the sixth stint of the day sees me spot the one and only overtake, the legitimate overtake that I managed to actually get done the entire day. So we let all the faster cars pass. You know, sort of this red is a Honda Civic. It's going a bit slowly. We might have something here. So we spend pretty much half a lap setting it up because I just don't have the power to get past. So I had to, for the first time, I had to back out of this corner because you can see he starts braking about here. I'm usually flat all the way through this entire sequence. Probably thinking this guy's going to come flying past, not realising I have such low power. So we begin the cat and mouse sequence. He has to make the move for the corner. I have to back out the corner. I don't have the power to close the gap. He doesn't seem to have the power to get away from me. So we both hug the straight here. I don't know if he's going flat out here at this point. I can't imagine he is. Those Civics are usually pretty fast. Again, he has to brake for that corner. I'm usually flat. So I think, right, we're not going to get him on the straight between the hairpin and the chicane. We have to do it in the section after. So we'll tuck up as close as we can throughout this. So I point out here, look at that body roll on there. It's getting classic. I don't have the power, so we're getting past. Got my foot to the floor, nothing's happening. So again, we'll try and get through here as fast as possible. Probably wondering what on earth is this guy overtaking? He's just tailgating. Here we go. The long overtake begins. Thumbs up that window. And I was honestly expecting him to come back past me at some point in the lap. You can see in the rear view there, it's just slowly going away from me. So it can't have been a cool down lap because they were out on the track already. Went past the pits once at least. They didn't come out the pits, so they were just going particularly slowly. We see them later on, which may explain what's going on. The biggest moment of the day, as close as to one I had, came into the first corner, way too hot, thought I'd just go full send. We slide out and over, much like the first time, big. It doesn't look as bad as it felt in the car, but a big kick of oversteer. What did I get? Slide onto it, whoop. So I should be turning the wheel straight to carry on here. And we are giving it a good kick into there to try and straighten the car out. Again, it's raining, so it started getting wet. My own fault for going too hot, but that got the adrenaline flowing. Right, so everyone thought I was mad going out on track in this weather. But I paid for the day. It was about 2:30. There was another hour and a half of track time left. I thought, I'm going to make full use of this. It was an experience. And all experiences are good. But just the sheer terror of the first few laps of, in this rain, everything I'd learned throughout the course of the day was made redundant. As soon as I turned into this first corner, you can see we're back to 50 miles an hour. Under 50, which is as fast as I was going in the damp at the start. So confidence, yeah, just learning again all from scratch, having to put the demisters on. There were not many people out on track, to be fair, so it was nice to have space to just learn the car. There's this absolute champ comes past in a GTI going around. Yeah, I did 3 or 4 laps in this sort of wet condition. My batteries ran out on the camera, and then I realised no one else was here. But it was literally just me on the track going round and round by myself for half an hour. Right, so let's talk over the fastest dry time of the day. I think there was more time here, but it was a good enough lap, so followed them again in. Nice, fairly high speeds there. Second corner, flat. Third corner, pretty much flat. 72 miles an hour, I think that was the highest I got throughout the course of the day. And then hammer it as fast as I could down the straight, down the lake. We wait. Get to about 80 by the end of the straight. Turn in, no lifting. And then the hairpin. Again, never really felt great all day doing this. Just couldn't get a line that worked for me. See the cars come towards you on the far side. First chicane, hard on the curb, 1, 2, straight line it back out here, and then this is the weak point. The track for me is this upwards straight, uphill straight. I just absolutely gutless power. Let the faster cars by. This lap I think it was a nice combination of just the cars that I had to let by, I could let by at the right place. Again, slam it into these chicane. Flat through here. And then the second hill. Just goes on and we have 50-60 horsepower. Into Druids, flat, missed the first apex as you're supposed to, get to the second, and now again look at that car pass, but I'm foot to the floor going flat still. And D in the C2 who I was sharing the garage with. Brake, turn in, missed the apex, but it's all good anyway. So I think this is a 234? Yeah, 234.8. Realistically, on this day I don't think much higher, like maybe low 234s was doable. 233 at a push. To get any faster, I think it needs to be a much warmer day and to have semi-slick tyres. So we have an absolutely ghetto setup here of an ultra-wide video. On the left, best lap of the day. On the right, best wet lap of the day. Comparing the two, just to see where the time is lost between it. It's a different camera angle, but I tried to line up as best as I could. So that's the first corner dealt with. And I have to use some sort of identifying markers that I can replicate on both. So 0.27 of a second behind already before we get to the third corner on the wet. Down the straight speeds are too different, 74-70, but we're already 2 seconds behind. Coming into this corner, it's about 6 or 7 miles per hour difference, so we only really lost 0.1 of a second on the straight. But as the lap progresses, it gets progressively worse for me. As you'd expect, it's just a slower car on a slower track. It's interesting to see where that type of speed is. Like, I'm already in the chicane on this side. Now I'm on the chicane on this side. So that's 3.2 seconds more, so I lost a whole second in that section between the hairpin and the chicane. Dry, we're already coming down the hill to the second chicane, and we're braking for it into the chicane. In the wet, we are now going into the chicane, a different line entirely. that section of the track there, nearly 3 seconds less, which is phenomenal. So we're already at the top of the hill over here, going around the corner, but just cresting the hill here. Into Druids now. Can't even see Druids on this side. Around Druids, not even at Druids. Under the bridge. You can just about see the bridge, so you can see the bridge here. So pretty much the entire straight is the gap we have. 9 seconds behind. Same car, same day, just different weather conditions. Just thought it was quite interesting to see the video there. So I finished the lap and here we go, here we go, here we go. Done. So yeah, nearly 10 seconds a lap slower in the wet. And it's not properly wet either, it's what I think on Top Gear they would say moderately moist. Another cool thing you can do with all the data are these sweet little overlays from the Track Addict app. So on the left is the first hot lap from the first session of the day, and the right is the fastest lap of the day. You can see pretty much the corners are where I made the time up, and that leads into faster speeds on the straights. You can see on the sort of overall time here just where those times dropped off. The dip on the right is where the GPS registered 0 miles per hour, and then overlaying them you see where the speed is lost and gained, which is super useful information to review.
Yep, so that wraps up the review video. Hope you found it a bit interesting. The next video we'll talk about something you can see in frame here that is different on the car, and what we're going to do with the car in the next 12 months.